Yo, what's going on, guys? It's a week later than the last time you saw me, and I mentioned in the previous video that I needed to replace the lower ball joints, and I ordered them when I was filming that video, and they were supposed to be here like 10 days later, so they weren't going to be here on a weekend, and I was like, oh shit, that sucks. And this weekend I was supposed to be going to Louisville for Eurodistrict, but yesterday, car started making a lot of clunking noises from the front when I turned. So I put the car up on a lift at my buddy's dealership and didn't want to risk driving to Louisville. Then I got the notification that the replacement parts were going to be delivered today, Saturday. So I was like, okay, well, if I stay home, I should hopefully be able to bang out the install and then get the car aligned on Monday and be good. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. I will take you through all the parts that I have, where I got them from, how much they were, and then we're just gonna hopefully get on with the install. I do have a couple of hiccups before we start that. Let me explain. Of course, we have to say hello to all the animals. Hello, Ari. We got Manson. Hey. What's up, homeboy? And we have Buffy. It's actually her second birthday today, 4/20. Happy birthday, Buff. You want to spark one up? Come on, Ari. And of course we have Beamer. Now, I talked about hiccups. So for the past probably like 24 to 30 hours, it's been raining non-stop. It's kind of calmed down now. The front yard is swamp, to say the least. And the garage is in the backyard. And I'm not sure if my car is going to make it. So, I'm kind of at a point where I decide whether I should keep it in here, carport, where it's undercover at least, and try and work on it here, or I brace the outside and try and drive it to the backyard. The issue with doing it in here is that I would have to be going back and forth to the garage to get the tools, and I don't particularly feel like trying to drag the jack through the mud to get it around here, or carrying it for that matter. So I think I'm going to attempt to get the car around there. But before I do that, there's another thing that I have to deal with. I'll stop right here. Okay, so the garage has not entirely been finished being built. I mean, it is built, it's kind of done, but the door is still the old door, and it's like one of those sliding doors, but it doesn't slide because of the new concrete. So it's actually just screwed in there with a self-tapping screw. So I have to unscrew it and then try and move it out of the way, which is kind of a pain in the ass. And then there's one more thing. Inside the garage is this thing. So this is Ryan's latest project. It's a Miata that he's lifting with giant fucking tires on it. But yeah, need to get this car, need to open the garage door, get this thing out, and then attempt to get my car across the swamp. Step one. Okay, step 2 done. Starts raining again. Alright, come in. Come on. Stay dry. Come in here. Lay down. What you doing? Or just go in the rain, that's fine. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a shot and hope for the best. Oh, I totally forgot. Look what else came in today. I got these sweet Mode Perfume neck pads from at Kermit the Guy on Instagram. Cut me a good deal. They have a little bit of a contrast from, you know, the seats to this leather, but they actually look really good. I got a set of 4, so I have them in the back. Excuse the mess in here, but have them in the back too. Pretty dope. So I almost managed to get stuck. I also clipped this on the way in. I don't think it did anything. It like terrified me. I heard it hit something and I was like, what? Just FYI, I never drive my car this high. Some people on air suspension do this. Never. I do not. Until I have very expensive aero that I don't want to wreck on an incline, maybe you'll see me do this. I don't drive the car like this ever. I just did it because I really didn't want to get stuck. So I'm hoping that this stuff is labeled right or left. If not, I'll be able to match it off of the car anyway. But it should be inner, outer tie rods, sway bar end links, and whatever the fuck you call this thing. The steering rack that adjusts the toe. I got all of this from eBay for 155 bucks. That seems like an insane deal. It says the brand on here is OE brand chassis parts. So I don't know what to say about them, but you know, they are just ball joints. They all look like they're pretty fucking good, and they got here in like a week. So if you need to replace a lot of ball joints on your LS400, check out eBay, see if you find this shit. I was honestly expecting to spend like $600 to $1,000 on OEM parts or whatever, and I happened to just come across this, and I was like, well, shit, that's fucking great. So I really hope that this stuff is decent. To me, it looks like it's pretty good, and let's go ahead and get started with this install. Okay, so as with most things that I do, I have never done this before, and I don't really know what I'm doing. So it should just be as simple as unbolting stuff and then bolting up the replacement parts. I just don't know what order I'm supposed to take stuff off. So maybe you can watch this video and learn from my mistakes. But yeah, I'm going to try and unbolt this tie rod first, because this is where the actual ball joint, like this is the ball joint that's fucked up. So I'm going to go ahead and try and take that off first. Okay, so I'm not having a whole lot of luck with getting stuff undone. Unfortunately with this outer tie rod, I cannot fit a socket in here with the way it is right now. So I may take the brake caliper off just to allow myself a little bit extra space, and then I'm going to see if I can get in there with a breaker bar. Alright, so now that I can get a ratchet on there, I'm hoping that it will not break. Fuck yeah! We are slowly getting closer to the outer tie rod coming off, which is the most important part because that's the ball joint that's actually broken. The other ones seem to be okay, but if I can, I'm going to replace all of them because obviously I have the parts. But if it seems like it's going to be like a complete bitch, because I'm slightly in a rush and this needs to be done so I can drive to work, I may just do the outer tie rods. Okay, so I have made some progress. I haven't been filming because I didn't want to switch the camera on and off when I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. But managed to get this off of here. It took me forever to get the pin out of here because I just couldn't figure out how it came out. Eventually got it out. Actually looks like this ball joint is fucked too, so yes, I am going to have to replace this. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to get this off now because I can't seem to get enough leverage on it. Holy shit, apparently by having this off of here and just having a little bit more space to move, I managed to break it loose. Fucking. Whew, that was quite the workout. Alright, so starting to put the rest of the stuff on. Got the outer tie rod on, lower ball joint, and yeah, let's just bolt this shit up. Sorry that filming this is terrible. I'm on my own and I'm kind of more focused on getting the job done as opposed to recording, but I'm doing what I can. Putting it on the tripod is kind of helping, but yeah, it's just me on my own, so it'd be easier if someone else was doing it and I could film them, or somebody else could film me doing it, but it is what it is. This isn't exactly a super interesting install anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, I'm gonna leave part of this unbolted because I do actually have another part that I'm waiting for, which hopefully I'll get this evening. So the main reason that the ball joints had gone bad is because when you slam the fuck out of the car, the geometry is way off, and you need a roll center adjuster, which I didn't have, and it goes right here. But buddy of mine, Naughty Scotty, which I was supposed to meet up with in Louisville, has one for me, the SerialNine one, which hopefully my roommate Ryan is going to bring back tonight, and I'll put it right here, which will then drop the ride height by I think 25 to 30 mil. And will allow for more clearance, I think. I'm not entirely sure. But basically, rather than having this shit being like when it's like this, I'm trying to think how to explain it. Like the angle of this when it's slammed is like up like that, and it's putting a lot of stress on the ball joints because they're having to be at this like super weird angle. And then basically by putting those in there, it allows the lower part of the suspension to kind of stay how it should be, and then the top half be like slammed. So yeah. Alright, took a bit of a break for a while. I was trying to undo the other side and this bolt was killing me. Sun just went down and I just missed one of the most fire sunsets I could have ever seen, but I didn't see it. But there's what's left of it. Anyways, it's getting cold out here, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this up and continue on working. I cannot for the life of me get this bolt undone. It's been 5 hours since I started trying to get this bolt undone, and I'm just like completely exerting myself trying. So I don't really know what to do. I've been trying to find creative ways to get more leverage. Unfortunately, it's a 24 mil, and this is the only ratchet that fits the 24 mil that we have, and it is too chunky up here to fit the breaker bar over, and I haven't found anything else that I can use to get leverage that would fit. So okay, so I can show you guys what these do. By the way, these are the SerialNine roll center adjusters. I know Megan Racing makes some that are cheaper, but Scotty gave me these, so I'm pretty stoked. Anyway, basically, right under where the spindle sits, these go right here, and it lifts the top half of the suspension up by, I don't know, what is that, like 30 mil? And then the lower part of the suspension is going to be kind of similar to how a stock setup would be, so that it's not putting tons of stress on the lower ball joints. That's normal, but the top is still lowered, and it just acts as a spacer, essentially.
So it's 24, right?
Yeah. That was 5 hours of work for me yesterday. Let me show you guys what it has done to the lower part of the suspension. Okay, so if we come under here, as you can see, the lower control arm is kind of at more of a flat angle, and before I put the roll centers in, this would be like that, like it would be upwards, and that causes the ball joints, which obviously have to go straight up, and then the control arms like that is putting a lot of stress on the ball joints. So by raising the top half up with the roll center adjusters, this is more flat, and it keeps the ball joints at like how they would be at stock ride height when you're low. And yeah, should hopefully make some some handling differences. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see when we drive it. Now, other clearancing things you need to look out for when installing roll center adjusters is you can't really see it very well. Hold on. The bolt. Oh, I can't actually get any light on it, but the bolt underneath the spindle is going to sit lower, and thankfully on this it doesn't really sit any lower than this brake rotor guard, so kind of good on that, but it may not clear your stock wheels, so it's just a thing to think about. Okay, well, I'm going to try and get the other side of the car done. I'm not going to film it all because you obviously see me struggle with this side. Should be a lot easier on the other side, and I don't need to make this video super long. So we'll cut back when everything is kind of back together and we're dialing in the alignment. This fucking sucks, so I have nothing that I can do that I can tell. I've never been mudding before, so for anybody who's been mudding before and is going to tell me how I should have done so and so, blah blah blah, it's not really fucking helpful because it's not now. Pretty irritated. This has been a bitch to all this shit, and then I'm finally done. It should be a sigh of relief, and I'm stuck in the yard now, so I am going to leave it here until Ryan gets home later this evening and he can try and pull me out with his truck, and then I'll finally get to drive it. If anything's wrong with it, then I'm fucked because I have to go to work in the morning and it'll be too late by then to fix anything. But I'm going to air the car out right now in the mud because why not? Okay, some hours have passed and Ryan got home and has kindly pulled the car out of the mud. It's fucking goddamn. I got that new mud finish on my lips now. Initial impressions. Lots of mud and rocks falling off of my tires, so I can't distinguish any sounds besides those. And my straight position on the steering wheel is now slightly to the right, so that's cool. Right now, I really can't tell anything with the car because it still has a ton of mud on it and it just kind of feels a little bit lumpy, but for some reason it feels like my tires might be flat. I'm not sure if that's the mud. I don't know. Weird circumstances to be testing the car, really. About 55 mile an hour, and I'm not gonna lie, this thing drives like shit. The steering wheel is shaking pretty aggressively. You can't really see it on camera. Whole car feels like it's shaking, and it's making some kind of rotational noise. I'm just gonna kind of take it slow because again, I'm sure that the alignment has something to do with this, but also the mud could be making it worse. Okay, I found our culprit for the noise and I'm not very happy about it. Unfortunately, it looks like, because of the way these wheels are designed, the valve stem is at the back and it's hitting the outer tie rod. And that is not good. I really don't want to blow the valve stem and then, you know, have two flats. But I'm right here by the car wash. It's like literally over that hill. So we're just gonna drive slowly there. And I guess drive it slowly back. I don't really know what to do with it. I don't think I can drive it. So I totally got to the car wash and realized I had no quarters. So, luckily there is a touchless wash here that takes card. It's probably not going to get the mud off, and I'm going to be so fucking mad. Today is not my day. Felt like a bump in the air for a second, and I looked down and this was at 0. So now this is fucking leaking. I'm going to have to pull the management apart and clean that shit out. Okay, let's see if this got my car clean. Oh, it actually did. It actually did a good job. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, we got some mud. We still got some mud. But that's pretty impressive, actually. Well, I'm probably gonna end off the video here. This has not been the greatest video. I actually debated whether I was gonna bother filming this, and I'm kind of glad that I did. You guys can see the fucking struggle that it has been. I don't even know if the car's gonna make it back from here in Brownsville to the house 10 minutes away. Alright, well, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully the next episode that we work on the car, we have some better news. But we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.